Human sacrifice is the act of killing one or more human beings, usually as an offering to a deity, as part of a ritual. Human sacrifice has been practiced in various cultures throughout history. Victims were typically ritually killed in a manner that was supposed to please or appease gods, spirits of the deceased. For example, as a propitiatory offering or as a retainer sacrifice when a king's servants are killed in order for them to continue to serve their master in the next life. Closely related practices found in some tribal societies are cannibalism and headhunting. By the Iron Age, with the associated developments in religion, human sacrifice was becoming less common throughout the Old World, and came to be looked down upon as barbaric in classical antiquity. In the New World, however, human sacrifice continued to be widespread to varying degrees until the European colonization of the Americas. In modern times, even the practice of animal sacrifice has virtually disappeared from all major religions, and human sacrifice has become extremely rare. Most religions condemn the practice, and modern secular laws treat it as murder. In a society which condemns human sacrifice, the term ritual murder is used. Evolution and context. The idea of human sacrifice has its roots in deep prehistory, in the evolution of human behavior. From its historical occurrences, it seems mostly associated with Neolithic and nomadic cultures on the emergent edge of civilization. Human sacrifice has been practiced on a number of different occasions and in many different cultures. The various rationales behind human sacrifice are the same that motivate religious sacrifice in general. Human sacrifice is intended to bring good fortune and to pacify the gods. For example, in the context of the dedication of a completed building like a temple or bridge, there is a Chinese legend that there are thousands of people entombed in the Great Wall of China. In ancient Japan, legends talk about a Tobashira, in which maidens were buried alive at the base or near some constructions to protect the buildings against disasters or enemy attacks. And an almost identical trope motif appears in the Serbian epic poem The Building of Skadar, where a sacrifice of a young mother still nursing her child will keep the city of Skadar walls from an evil Vila. For the reconsecration of the Great Pyramid of Tenochtitlan in 1487, the Aztecs reported that they killed about 80,400 prisoners over the course of 4 days. According to Ross Hassig, author of Aztec Warfare, between 10,000 and 80,400 persons were sacrificed in the ceremony. Human sacrifice can also have the intention of winning the gods' favor in warfare. In Homeric legend, Iphigenia was to be sacrificed by her father Agamemnon for success in the Trojan War. According to the Bible, Jephthah vowed to devote to God the first creature to come out of his house to meet him if he won the battle against the Ammonites. Judges chapter 11 verses 30 to 31. And Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord, and said, If thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into mine hands, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth at the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will him a burnt offering. His daughter was the first to come out and meet him. Judges chapter 11 verse 34. And Jephthah came to Mizpeh and to his house, and, behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and with dancers, and she was his only child. Beside her he had neither son nor daughter. Quote, although there is some uncertainty as to whether this was human sacrifice or consecration, academia discusses this in the context of human sacrifice, drawing parallels to Abraham's near sacrifice of Isaac. In some notions of an afterlife, the deceased will benefit from victims killed at his funeral. Mongols, Scythians, early Egyptians and various Mesoamerican chiefs could take most of the household, including servants and and concubines with them to the next world. This is sometimes called a retainer sacrifice, as the leader's retainers would be sacrificed along with the master, so that they could continue to serve him in the afterlife. Another purpose is divination from the body parts of the victim. According to Strabo, Celts stabbed a victim with a sword and divined the future from his death spasms. Headhunting is the practice of taking the head of a killed adversary, for ceremonial or magical purposes, or for reasons of prestige. It was found in many pre-modern tribal societies. Human sacrifice may be a ritual practiced in a stable society, and may even be conducive to enhance societal bonds, both by creating a bond unifying the sacrificing community, and in combining human sacrifice and capital punishment, by removing individuals that have a negative effect on societal stability. But outside of civil religion, human sacrifice may also result in outbursts of blood frenzy and mass killings that destabilize society. The bursts of human sacrifice during European witch hunts, or during the French Revolutionary Reign of Terror, show similar sociological patterns. Many cultures show traces of prehistoric human sacrifice in the mythologies and religious texts, but ceased the practice before the onset of historical records. Some see the story of Abraham and Isaac as an example of an etiological myth explaining the abolition of human sacrifice. The Vedic Purushanda is already a purely symbolic act in its earliest attestation. According to Pliny the Elder, human sacrifice in ancient Rome was abolished by a senatorial decree in 97 BCE, although by this time the practice had already become so rare that the decree was mostly a symbolic act. Human sacrifice once abolished is typically replaced by either animal sacrifice or by the mock sacrifice of effigies, such as the Argae in ancient Rome.